Good evening and welcome to Greater Somerville for November 8th, 2011. I'm Joe Lynch.
And I'm KyAnn Anderson.
And welcome to this special election night coverage right here from Greater Somerville. It is Municipal Election Day here in the city of Somerville. And as you know, we have many contested races, including the Alderman at Large, Alderman from Ward 7, Alderman from Ward 4, and Alderman from Ward 3. And we are going to break with tradition tonight. And we're going to call some of these races.
We're going rogue, folks.
We're going rogue. We're going rogue right here on Greater Somerville. And, you know, in the past, I have made the mistake of calling some state races and national races. I'm not going to do that ever again.
Joe doesn't like to be wrong.
I don't like to be wrong. But tonight, we're going to break.
Okay.
So pay attention very carefully. Here are the predictions, and you heard it here first on Greater Somerville. We predict that Mayor Joe Curtatone has been re-elected for his 5th term as mayor of Somerville.
That's a good prediction.
Is that a good one?
Yeah.
We also predict that Alderman Bill Roach has been re-elected for Alderman in Ward 1. Alderman Marianne Houston has been re-elected for Alderman from Ward 2. We also predict that Alderman Rebecca Gewirtz has been re-elected as Alderman from Ward 6. And here is the scoop. We also predict that the entire school committee from Ward 1 through Ward 7 have been successfully re-elected.
That's important information to know. Joe was like trying to be all sneaky before the show came out. He's like, no, I'm going to do this, KyAnn. It's going to be deadpan. I'm going to be absolutely...
I tried. We tried.
We tried to have a little bit of humor.
But let's tell people why we're doing that, because we're trying to get you to remember, if you have not gotten out to vote...
You've got a half an hour.
You have
plenty of time.
You have 28 minutes.
Okay, 28 minutes.
28 minutes. The city is not that big. Call a friend. Get a ride to the poll.
Yeah.
If you don't know where you're going, call the elections department.
Yep.
They'll be working tonight late.
Just look for the signs. There are a lot of signs out there.
Look for the signs. They're in municipal buildings or they're in schools.
Or fire,
Or fire stations, Cape and Court.
Yep.
I mean, if you haven't voted in 7, we hear, our sources are telling us, that it is extremely, extremely active in Ward 7.
Yes, it is.
Where we have incumbent Alderman Bob Train against a challenger, Katiana Ballantyne. Both have been guests here on Greater Somerville.
This is true.
We also have a hotly contested race in Ward 4.
Yes.
Tony Lafuente, former mayoral candidate, former Alderman at Large candidate, and Christine Barber, both guests right here on Greater Somerville. Alderman at Large race.
Yes, that's a big one.
Yep.
This
is our first time seeing each other since the debate.
I know.
The great debate.
The great debate. That was excellent. That was a very successful evening. The great debate of the Alderman at Large candidates. There are 7 candidates running for 4 spots. And so that's...
I heard you received several offers from Entertainment Tonight.
Oh, yes.
To the Today Show.
Yes.
Your appearances at the beginning of the video.
Yeah. Well, you know. Yeah. Well, we had to add a little footage in the front there to make you look good. So you know. Yeah. It's all about that, folks.
And not to be, you know, flip about it, but we did have the passing of a media giant.
We did.
Andy Rooney.
Yeah.
Emily Rooney's mom. Dad. I'm sorry. We want to say our condolences to Emily Rooney because, as you know, Greater Somerville is a ripoff of Emily Rooney's show on PBS.
We try.
Yeah. Her show is called Greater Boston. I like Emily Rooney. That's where the name came from. Emily and I have chatted over the email system, and she has no problem with my ripping off.
Yes, because we're getting such high ratings. Although our viewership has actually gone up, and I think it's a lot of the political climate. I think a lot of people want to know what's going on.
It is.
I sent out our blog to a number of people just to say, listen, if you want to know who the candidates are, I mean, you're kind of running out of time tonight, but I think it's important. Just go into that.
You haven't got a half hour to watch our debate, but you do have plenty of time to go in and listen to some of our interviews.
Well, the Alderman at Large one is in particular. I got a lot of calls today about, KyAnn, who do I vote for, this, that, and the other. And, of course, obviously we try to remain neutral here at Greater Somerville since we have all the guests on. But I do think if you go to our blog, GreaterSomerville.wordpress.com. Sorry, it's been a while. You can go into the Alderman at Large debate and just listen to the first 3 minutes.
Yeah.
The first 3 minutes have every candidate, and they give a little snippet of
they're about. They deliver their
pitch, and then you can shut it off. I mean, I know you want to watch Joe because he's the center of attention, but you can just watch 2 minutes and you'll get all you need to know, and then you go.
But I did want to finish this one thing.
Oh, sorry.
That my condolences to Emily Rooney.
Yes.
But I get the word curmudgeon thrown at me a lot too. And the late Andy Rooney was known as a television curmudgeon. So if there's any shoes to be filled, I could never fill Andy Rooney's shoes, but I am a curmudgeon, I guess. So.
Yeah, well, your hair needs to get a little longer.
A little bit longer.
You look really red. Why is that, Joe?
Because today was election day,
and I went to the Bahamas.
I was out traveling around the city.
Nice.
Trying to get a flavor of what's happening.
I see you have your I voted sticker. I did
vote.
As well.
I did vote.
Yeah, we tried to coordinate tonight. Not that that's an important issue, but I called Joe ahead of time. Like, Joe, let's try to do red, white, and blue. Patriotic.
Was I
day.
successful?
You were successful. Hot pink is not quite there, but
well, hopefully the quality of the video is so poor that it looks like
I'm wearing a red dress, folks.
Red and navy blue.
Yeah,
we'll tell you it's red and navy blue.
So
we're going to take some phone calls tonight.
Oh, we are.
We are. We're going to take phone calls tonight. I know that this is a shock to many of you who think we don't like taking phone calls.
No, we do.
We do like taking phone calls, and we do like hearing from the viewers, but here's our pitch.
Yeah.
When we have a guest on the show, we like the guest to do the talking. You would never know that from us.
I don't know if that's a black kettle kind of comment or...
I've seen other talk shows.
You like to talk. Joe, you like to talk.
I do. I've seen other talk shows on here, and I cringe. I feel badly for some of the people who come on because they don't get a word in edgewise. You think I'm bad? The hosts are talking all over the poor people.
Okay, so tonight we're taking calls.
We are going to take your calls. So here's what I would ask too. KyAnn has a lot of stuff she's going to talk about, but what I would ask is if you have a prediction for Ward 7 or a prediction for Ward 4 or Alderman at Large. Give us a call. We'll take it. Just tell us what your predictions are. You don't have to tell your name. Just you can be anonymous. Don't tell us your name. You can if you want to. Don't say why you hate the other candidates. Yeah. Just make your predictions because I've been polling people all day. My little own straw poll. This is what I'll say. I've been in Somerville since 2003, and I have found that this year in particular, more people have been talking about the election. Like I've had more people ask me. I've seen more. So I just feel like there's something about this year that something in the air. There's something in the air. Yep. Well, this is one of the first years that we've had multiple candidates for Alderman at Large. Yeah. And I think the more candidates you have, the more people they reach out to and the more people are talking about it. I agree. It's that kind of exponentially it grows. Yeah. I love it. I think it's great. Well, you know I love politics anyway, so yeah. So phone calls will be taken, but we have a phone call. We did? Yeah, we do. Let's hear it. You're on Greater Somerville. I'm calling Ward 7 for Bob Train. For Bob Train. Train Ward 7. Any particular reason? Just a gut feeling? Gut feeling, and I just feel like he's been really responsive, and he sent out the most calls on the phone. Oh, there you go. How many robocalls did you get? We got 9. 9. Wow. In the same campaign. You know, you got to spend money on these campaigns. Got another call, Joe. Caller, we got another prediction coming in. We want to thank you for calling. Thank you. Okay, now do you press that button? Press it. You're on Greater Somerville. Hi, I voted for Sean Fitzgerald today. For Fitzgerald. Alderman at Large. Any particular reason why you think Sean's going to make it? Absolutely. Sean's a great guy, and I know he's going to be the best one to take Somerville into the next decade. Excellent, excellent. Can I ask you a personal question? Did you just bullet Sean, or did you vote for other at-large candidates? In fact, today I voted only for Sean Fitzgerald, as trying to get rid of the incumbents is very difficult. I didn't want to cancel votes. You are a politico to the true nth. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for your call. Thanks for calling in. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. I'm not going to lie to you folks. Like, I like politics. You're going to ask me what bulleting means. No, because you want to know why? Okay. Because I went and I voted. First thing this morning, I went and voted, and then I got a coffee at the new coffee shop on Highland Ave, 3 Figs. I love it. Anyway. Diagonally across from
it,
East Cambridge Savings Bank.
Yeah, exactly, right near O2 Yoga. They just
Okay.
opened up. So anyway, I was walking by and I had someone ask me, you know, did you vote? And it happened to be someone, Alderman at Large candidate, someone, a newcomer. It was his father. And he asked about bulleting, and I wasn't quite sure. And I just like, oh yeah, I did.
We got
And then
another
I-
call. Okay. You're on Greater Somerville.
Allô,
Hello.
oui,
Can we ask you who you voted for today?
I'm sick today.
You're sick today. You didn't get out to the polls?
I'm cold.
Oh.
Off.
Make sure you go vote. Next caller. Do
We got another caller coming in. Thank you for calling.
Okay.
People were sick today.
I know.
They
That's
didn't
not
get out.
good. It's that time of year.
You know what would be
No,
interesting?
that's
Well,
not bulleting.
bulleting.
I'm sorry.
Here's
I'm
how bulleting
assuming
works.
You vote because you don't want to give votes to anyone else, so you just
That's
vote
right.
all what but do you just do one vote? That's it.
That's all you do.
The single
So there are
bullet.
people who will go into the
what I
polls,
thought it was.
especially when you have an alderman at large race.
Yeah.
So say there are 4 incumbents,
Yep.
no challengers, but you don't like 3 of those incumbents.
Yeah.
You just vote for one alderman at large.
We have another call. This is a hot
And
topic.
what that does
Yeah.
is it gives him the vote and it takes away from the others.
Oh.
Right. You're on Greater Somerville.
How you doing?
Good. How are you tonight?
Good. First, I gotta say, I thought you did a great job moderating the Alderman's debate.
Why, thank you very
I agree.
much.
Joe did a
Thank you
great
very
job.
much. KyAnn and I worked hard on it.
You kept it moving. You kept it on time. It worked pretty good. I just hope next time there's an election that you have debates, but you separate. You know, have a mayor's debate if there's a mayor candidate, and then have the Alderman's debate and the school debate. Because I think it worked very well.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I'll tell you one more thing that we got a lot of comments on was that they wanted more debate amongst the candidates rather than questions from the media.
Yeah.
That's
So-
what we heard.
So do you have any elections that you want to call tonight?
I think Jack Conley will get back in.
Jack Conley will get back in.
I'm not sure on the other 3 though.
Okay.
I think that you know, when they had the debate, the present incumbents were backslapping each other, and I don't think people want to hear that at a debate. I think the people want to hear the issues. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
There's an awful lot of time. Oh, I think he's a great alderman. I think that reminds them of things of the past. They want to hear the new
Yeah,
stuff. What's going to
moving
happen
forward.
in the future? You know.
Yeah.
That's a good comment.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thanks
All
for
right.
your call.
Thanks.
We have another call.
We do. Hi, you're on Greater Somerville.
Hello.
Hello. Didn't vote either. But that's a great observation.
Yeah.
Is that when you see 4 incumbents who have been friends
Yeah.
and on the board
Yeah.
for a while, they tend to gravitate towards each other to
That is true.
defend their records when they're in a debate.
Yeah.
That's not uncommon, by the
Yeah.
way. That's not unique to Somerville.
Well, I mean, I think all in all, if we were to go back to that night, I think it was really good. I think it was successful. I do agree. I think the end when they started debating each other, I thought that got a little zippy, and I think everybody wants to see people get a little passionate, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It
I don't
speaks
either.
to the politicians. So, I think that, but I think the media panel did an excellent job generating a lot of very unique questions. I particularly like the one if you were trapped in the elevator
Yeah.
with Deval Patrick for 10 minutes and it was just you and Deval, what would you talk about?
Yeah.
I thought that was quite clever. But nonetheless, I did think it turned out well, and I think Scat TV did an excellent job of editing
Yeah.
it in a very
Kudos
quick
to
turnaround.
Scat.
A very quick turnaround.
Kudos to Scat.
To make sure that everybody got that out.
And I don't have the final numbers, but we can tell you that that video from all sources,
Yeah.
the media was carrying it, Scat TV was carrying it, we were carrying it on
Yeah.
the blog. From all sources, the viewership went over 1,500 people watching that.
Yeah,
So,
no. Well, you know why that is, Joe. Because you had just gotten a new haircut.
It was my haircut,
Joe's new
and
haircut.
it was your absolutely stunning interview.
yeah.
Watch us just stroke each other here.
Yeah.
Let's go on. The debate was fun. We're glad we did it. We're glad we brought 7 candidates for
Yeah.
office in front of you, and hopefully we can do it again
And
in
I
2
think
years.
it's good to keep the alderman, whether incumbent or otherwise, I think keep everybody on their toes.
That's
I mean,
right.
I think it's
That's
good.
right.
You can't have a scripted debate,
Somebody,
and it wasn't scripted.
Somebody asked me that question.
A lot of people
Did
asked
the
that
candidates know what the questions were
They had no
beforehand?
idea.
They had no idea. Neither did we.
Yeah.
The media formed their own questions, and then they talked to
There were
each
a couple
other.
curveballs in there, but
There
it
were
was,
a couple of curveballs.
But it was good.
Yeah.
What do you want? What else do you want to talk about? It's about we're out halfway done with the show.
Yeah, we are not
Politics.
going to predict Ward 4,
Yeah.
Ward 7, Alderman, or Ward 3, or Alderman at large.
Yeah.
We're just not going to do that
Yeah.
tonight.
No,
But that's why we want to hear from you.
When do you think they're going to? What time do they typically? I mean, I know the polls close at 8:00.
Yeah,
so what are
a
we
twist.
talking?
Well, let
9
me
o'clock. I got to go to sleep. I can't.
let me also tell our viewers a couple of things that. The Somerville Journal, it appears, will not be publishing the results because they have to go to print tomorrow.
By a certain time.
They have to be out on the newsstands tomorrow
Okay.
because Friday is an election day. I'm sorry. Friday
Yeah.
is a holiday,
I was gonna
which
say,
is Veterans
Veterans Day,
Day, right? They cannot mail on Thursday because
Okay.
there's no mail delivery
Got
on
it. But
Friday.
we got the
so
internet,
that-
folks, so we're all good.
Right. So my
For
advice,
those
my
people,
advice
I mean,
here.
I know the paper is great, but
My
so we
advice
gotta
here, if you're looking for the election results, is go to
Just
cable.
go online.
Go to cable 16.
be in the 21st century.
The city's cable 16,
Sorry,
or
not
the
everybody's
internet site
online.
for the city,
Yeah.
and they'll give you preliminary results.
Yeah.
You can also go to the Somerville Journal's website
Tonight.
and find out
What are we
they
talking?
are.
10 o'clock?
I would say about 10 because there was a problem at Ward 4, Precinct 3,
I heard that.
where the
Little
machine,
electric
for
problem.
lack of a better term, crapped out. So everything has to be counted by
All right.
hand. So if you're looking for results right at 8 o'clock, you're not going to get
Well, okay, let's just talk
But you can
about
call
this.
me and I can tell you who won.
Yeah, Joe, sure. Let's just talk about this. I recall, remember the whole Chad issue like years
Hanging
ago?
Chads.
Hanging Chads, okay.
Yeah. I felt bad for Chad because he was going to be hung, but
Yeah, that wasn't very good of a joke. But anyway, what is the deal? I think some of the polling stations I've noticed are very, I don't want to say archaic, but maybe yours is.
No,
but
I would
mine
use
is
the word
very,
archaic.
Okay, and I don't want to offend the city because I know we have budget problems, etc. But I wonder. It seems like they almost are hand counted. I mean, the women and men that are in there. You know, some of them are my neighbors. I mean, I love it. I
Right.
go in, I know the people.
Right.
But it's it really. Can we do an electronic thing sometime
I
in the
have
next
been
decade?
advocating.
I just feel.
As a matter of fact, I had some people sitting at lunch with me today.
Okay.
And I was advocating heavily for electronic banking.
Yeah.
I mean,
Whoa.
electronic banking, electronic
Yeah.
voting.
Yeah.
Because even, seniors who are not adept at the new
Yeah.
electronic, all they have to do, and I've
click a
seen
button.
this work, is that the plastic card is issued to you as
Yeah.
a valid voter.
Yeah.
And all it has on the back of it, on the mag stripe, is a number
Yep.
and an identifying
And you swipe
poll.
it.
You put it into the machine takes the card.
Like an ATM card.
Like an ATM, but it keeps the card. And then the ballot appears in front of you, and it's all touch screen. It's not buttons anymore, it's
I don't
touch
know.
screen.
I mean, I think there's
It
some.
has a record.
Yeah.
It has a paper trail.
Yeah.
There's no fraud involved. You're in and you're out.
Well, here's the question, and this goes to a big national, but the whole issue of the voter identification card is something that's been coming up all over the country.
Yep,
And the way
yep,
that
yep.
things are working now is that I think they're becoming more and more strict on those people that are trying to vote. And so that'll be interesting to see how that turns out, because I think that, while we say, okay, just getting a card, but I mean, how do they get that card out to everybody? How do they know? And that it is a big overhaul, but I think at some point, we have to upgrade, because I just think,
my personal feeling about voting, everyone knows it who's ever watched this show, is I am a firm advocate that if you are a citizen of this country and you have the right to vote, you should get out and vote.
I agree with that.
Municipal, special, state, federal,
Yeah.
I think you should vote. But this country has to make it easy for people to
That's
vote.
true, and they're not
It has to
doing
be
that.
convenient, and it
Yeah.
has to be easy. I would advocate doing it from your own home computer. If
Oh, no, they're
if
never
we
gonna do
could
that.
have it secure enough. We do home banking.
You don't even have a home computer.
I don't need
Son,
one.
No, Okay.
There's
so suddenly Mr. Technology over here is
$13,000
telling us
worth
that we
of
didn't-
computers.
No, I get it.
Right.
But Joe,
Now she wants me to add to global warming by having another computer.
For God's sakes. It's not that. We haven't seen each other in a while, and basically what it is
We miss
is
each
that
other.
sometimes I have to email Joe about specific issues. Now, Joe has a cell phone but won't give anyone the number. So I have to call him, and then he doesn't call me back. So I email. But if you don't have a computer at home, how the heck are you going to get... Sorry, that's an underlying issue. I shouldn't have brought it to the show.
Has it ever occurred to you
that you haven't given me the number because you know what?
that
Let's not air our laundry
that I
on.
don't
It's
want to answer
election.
you?
It's election day. What else do we want to talk about? It's really all about
The
elections.
city. Let's talk about the city. Where's the city going? What are the hot issues in the city?
What are the hot issues? Well, one of
We'll
the things...
still take your calls, by the way, on election.
We'll talk politics, but let's talk other things. I want to talk about Shift Your Shopping. Shift Your Shopping is a
good time of year to do it.
A national campaign that Somerville Local First is pushing.
Can you say that slowly?
Shift Your Shopping.
There you go.
Somerville Local First national campaign to make people aware of, just how much by shopping locally their business can really influence the economy, the local economies, things of that nature. And I'd encourage people to check that out. Go to www.shiftyourshopping.org and read more about that campaign, because I think now that we're into the holiday season, or we're starting to, I'm hearing the music everywhere, which I don't want to admit to. I know it's obnoxious, but really, if you can, buy local, shop local, and I think that everybody
It's
will
your
benefit.
neighbors, it's your friends, it's your local squares, it's
Local cafes, everything.
It's the
Waitress Farmers
engine that
Market.
makes the city run.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. So I wanted to at least
An
talk about that.
astounding number. The mayor said this on the interview I did. 75.
Yeah.
Is it 75% or 80% of all businesses in this city that generate the revenue, the tax revenue, are small business?
Yeah, I know. All the more reason that we
big.
need to support them. But another reason why we should support them, and this is a little thorn in my side, is the Red Line. Because the Red Line, starting November 5th until March 4th, 2012, will be shut down on the weekends. So
Davis Square Station, Florida Square Station.
So you don't need to go anywhere else. You just shop in Somerville.
Local.
That's all you got to do. But what a pain in the butt for people.
You think we're being punished for our being so vocal about the Green Line? I know you got to be careful with it.
I don't know. I don't know about that. But what I would say is that the Red Line shutting down during this time through March, but it is a pretty big structural problem that or not structural, but something.
My understanding is it's a complete revamping of the track system.
Actually, it has more to do with floating concrete slabs, but we're not going to probably get into too much of the detail there. It's kind of a snore, but anyway, no. Apparently, it's a pretty big problem. So they're just taking us out of.
I suppose it's life in the big city, because there are a lot of us complain about the condition of our roads and our bridges.
Yeah.
But they are the way they are is because we've neglected them.
That is true.
So you can't neglect these rapid transit systems.
Here's something to pitch. Why doesn't everyone get on their bicycle? I actually almost
because there are some people who don't know how to ride a bike.
Do you not know how to ride a bike?
I've ridden
Were you
bikes.
in horse and buggy?
I rode bikes since I was 3 years old.
Really?
I could outride you all the way up to Bedford.
That's because I have a dress on. I'm not biking in a dress.
Election night here in Somerville.
Election night, you never know what'll happen. But no, I think people should try to bike. I feel like there have been more bikers, and I'm sure it has nothing to do with my bicycle episode I did about that.
Here comes my curmudgeon part. For a certain age group, it's terrific. I'm not going to ask my 88-year-old uncle up on Hooker Ave if he wants to go biking up to Bedford. Come on, let's...
Okay. See, you know what it is, folks, is that everything has to go to extreme with Joe.
I think what we have here is a failure to communicate. Now, let's move on, though, because we do have the fall programming coming up.
Fall programming.
Christmas time
Greater
programming.
Somerville programming.
Yeah.
The holiday sweaters are approaching.
Not going to do it. I'm not going to wear a holiday
sweater. Now here's something I'd like people to comment on, and I'm sure it's a very hot topic. We have two ugly holiday sweaters. We have we have the sweater, the holiday sweater, the reindeer sweater that Joe and I wore with a nice reindeer on the front.
You got to check it out.
He forced me to go to our blog. Or we had these sweater vests, which were even more obnoxious with, snowmen and whatnot. Joe does not want to wear the sweater vest, but somehow he feels the reindeer sweater is more fashionable, fashion forward. And I will tell you, I think that's False. So, but those will be coming out. If I wear the reindeer, you will wear the vest. That's just how we work.
Why don't we go looking for new holiday sweaters this year?
We could.
All right. We promise you new sweaters this year.
Okay, so what are we talking about? We've got about 5 minutes. So
I would like to extend an
programming.
invitation, by the way, because I was asked this by several viewers over the few months. Why don't you have citizen journalists on, or citizens that can come on your show and talk about stuff instead of all these politicians?
Okay, now
here's your open invitation.
It is an open invitation. And so you can call, well, don't call the number on the screen. Go to our blog and just write us on the blog.
Send
what
us
I will
an email.
say is I have been a little...
Pitch your show to us.
Pitch your show. And we have to, weed it out, but because we all have so many people. But what I'd say is, I am hoping in the next few months, because the political season is coming to a close, I'm looking for. I have a couple ideas before the end of the year. One's kind of Thanksgiving related. I don't know. We'll have to talk about this. And then the other one is talking about.
I thought we got rid of Thanksgiving in Somerville. Didn't we get rid of Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas?
We better not, because I am going... No, we've got the gobble, gobble, gobble coming up, and I'm dressing like a turkey.
I know. I'm talking about the big political brouhaha about one of the elementary school teachers or principal had written a letter to the parents and said we have to be respectful and careful. I understand that, too. Be respectful and careful.
Yeah.
But don't change my holidays.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to having a day to feed my face full of turkey. So they better not change that. So we are looking for ideas for shows. We have a couple in the works that we're thinking about. But yeah, politicians, obviously.
We're going to put them away for about a year.
Yeah,
we're going to put the politicians away.
To be fair, I think they'll probably be happy with that, because I have just seen so many people out campaigning for various candidates. And I think that they should really just be commended for their energy, their enthusiasm, really trying to engage people. And I don't think that's an easy job. I think that there's a lot of people that really, unlike us, who generally, kind of know what's going on, at least politically.
I would tell you from a personal experience, being a former candidate, that it is a lot of work. And people know this. You helped on my campaign. It's a lot of hard work. So kudos to everybody who got out there and voted today, everybody who held a sign, who door knocked, who distributed literature, who helped their campaigns, who helped their candidates.
And all the spouses and children who've had to sacrifice.
It's tough on families.
It is tough. Yeah. And I think that, if anything, they should take this next week and just, enjoy
thankful.
Being with their families and whatever the outcome.
To the winners, our congratulations. To the challengers who were not successful, don't give up.
Yeah, and I think they should feel really wonderful. I mean, it really has been a very big political year here. I think a lot more buzz than previous years, and that just says a lot about the people that are running. Yep. So, how much time? We have about a minute.
I think we have less than a minute, so let me give the pitch again. One more time. If you want to come on the show, send us an email. KyAnn and I will take a look at it, pitch the show, and I think we're probably out of time now.
So the polls are about to close. I hope everyone got out and voted.
We hope you voted well. For Greater Somerville, I'm Joe Lynch.
I'm KyAnn Anderson.
Good night. Thank you for watching.
Stay safe.
And stay informed.
Good night.